Winning communication here. Now, what do you do when you have a narcissist, but you cannot get away from them? It's one thing to recognize the narcissism, but it's another if it's a coworker or a family member or anyone else who you cannot get away from. In this video, we're going to cover some of the common things you could run into when you're dealing with a narcissist and what you can do to counteract them, both for your social life and your internal emotional life. Super common is gaslighting. What do you do when somebody is to your face telling you things that are blatantly not true and completely changing events? Number one is don't argue, don't use logic with them. There's a very simple reason for this. They don't care about logic. They have a goal, which is to make you believe and feel a certain way. When you are arguing with them, even if it's calm and giving your disputes, you're just giving them more opportunity to convince you, because what's in your mind, you're giving them the opportunity to dispute your disputes so they can more so twist your mind. You want to keep that to yourself as much as you can. Do not argue. It's also crucial not to go the other way. This is a problem for a lot of people. You don't need to be apologetic. Know what is the truth and just hold your ground calmly as best you can. You just don't engage. That's the main thing. Disengage as soon as possible and just view it as, they believe what they believe. The next thing, and this is something I recommend you do just for yourself no matter what, is journaling. Journaling is so powerful, but specifically if you're dealing with someone who is gaslighting you, the events in question, the situation with them, write it out. And don't write out your feelings. This is not about a feelings thing. Just write it out, just the facts. This happened, that happened, this person did this, I did that. Just lay out the facts. When you do this without the emotion, it's gonna detach you from the situation, so that'll make you a lot calmer, and also you're gonna know this is what happened. You're not gonna be as easily manipulated, you're not gonna be as shaken. What about subtle, passive-aggressive, or not so subtle insults? Let's say you're in a group and this person loves to undermine you. There's a simple technique I'm so excited to show you. It's so powerfully effective, and that is delayed acknowledgement. It is so simple. If this person says something insulting and you react quickly, you look at them, they can undermine you. Maybe if you don't react at all, it just slips through into the conversation. But what you want is delayed reaction. Very simple. Imagine this camera is someone saying something insulting, 1,000, 1,000, and then look at them. It's not an intense stare down, but just a delayed acknowledgement of something that someone says puts a bit of social pressure on them, and it's a very subtle way for people to realize what's going on, that this person's being rude. It is so powerful. What I recommend is plan in advance that you're gonna count to either 2 or 3, and you could use any word. You can do 1 calm, 2 calm, 3 calm, and then look at them. And again, it's not an intense look. The main part of this is the delay, just building that uncomfortable tension for them and pointing out what they've done in a very subtle way. And the better your charm, communication skills, and confidence, the better all of these techniques will work. And one way to improve your communication skills is lessons. I'm offering lessons privately via Zoom. They're very reasonably priced. If you want a lesson, just drop a comment below for more information. Next, we have 2 techniques in one, and they are about focusing on your allies. And this is so powerful. Number one, let's say the narcissist is dominating the conversation, dominating the group. Something very subtle you can do is someone you like in the group, just glance at them. Don't make a big deal of it, but just that tiny subtle communication is communicating that we are on a team, this person's acting weird. You never need to say it, but by doing that, again, you're gonna not have these people turned against you. They're not gonna fall into the beliefs that the narcissist is trying to throw onto the group, especially about you. Next, similarly, focusing on the people who you get along with is so important. Even if you don't love them, focus on the least bad of the people. So what I want you to do is get a piece of paper and just write down those people's names. Even if it's just one person, and look at it before you meet with that group. This is simple but so powerful. All you're doing is priming your brain to think of that person and to notice that person. So you're gonna have less focus on the narcissist and more on that person or those persons who are much more amiable to yourself. And that is also going to build that connection. Subconsciously, you're going to give them more attention, you're going to focus on them more, and you will connect more, all the while allowing you to feel a lot more calm and confident in the situation because you're focusing on the positive and less on the threats.